Earlier this year, a Florida landlord discovered her home damaged and invaded by squatters who refused to leave and cost her nearly $40,000 in damage.
And now our next guest is moving forward with legislation he says will fix a key loophole to stop squatters from taking advantage of property owners.
Joining us now, Florida State GOP Representative Kevin Steele, along with Florida landlord Patti Peeples. Thank you both for joining us. Patti, could you explain to us what happened for you?
Yes, good morning. My business partner and I had a home for sale that had previously been a long-term rental. And we discovered when sending a handyman over to do some final touches that there was a pit bull and 14 babies on that sunroom porch. I then went over and found 2 women and 2 toddlers living in the home, and she produced a lease on her phone issued by someone I didn't know and a receipt for a security deposit, which I never received. And we reached out to the police, and he told me in no uncertain terms that I was being scammed, that these individuals had just been evicted from another home for squatting, but he, as a police officer, had absolutely no jurisdiction because he could not evaluate whether or not that lease was fraudulent in the eyes of the law. And I needed to go through the civil court system.
Kevin, you've got a House bill in the Florida State Legislature that is in response to what Patti is dealing with. What's it do, and where does it stand in terms of getting passed and becoming law?
So the bill currently is in, we have to go through committees, first of all, but the bill removes the right for a person to detain somebody's property. We also have civil charges that will go against the person and financial charges that will go against the person. And I'm working with Senator Perry with his bill on his side of the legislation that's going to bring in some other constraints where the sheriffs can remove the person immediately. And also stand by and make sure that they leave civilly so that the person who actually owns the dwelling is not, accosted.
Patti, squatters' rights, it's just one of the most mind-blowing things. And I don't think it gets enough attention. Every now and then a story pops up here and there, and every single time it's just mind-blowing. If these people just present a lease, even if it's fake, police can't do anything about it. You lived this firsthand. It has to go through the court system. And for you, it took, 38 days to get this all squared away. And we're looking at unbelievable damage that was occurred to your home. Why did they do that? Why did they damage your home in this way?
Well, simply retaliation. They were angry that they were being evicted. And you were exactly right. The emotion of just utter frustration and unfairness is overwhelming. And I'm so grateful that the congressman and the senator have listened to the needs of real people in this state. The tenants' rights and the landlord rights they're entirely imbalanced, and squatters are not tenants. The ability to evict these individuals immediately by the police will save months in the civil court system. It will reduce burden on the courts and on the police officers, and it will return some fairness.
Kevin, is there any pushback on this effort? Are there any groups of people or parties that are pushing against it, saying no, squatters should have this ability to stay until it's figured out?
No, not currently. In fact, I had a couple of Democrats actually reach out to me because they're having the same issue in their area in the Orlando section of town. But this is an issue that's across the entire country, and I think we need to use common sense to fix problems. And I think that's the biggest issue. Is we're not looking at things from a sensical perspective. We're looking at it from a legal perspective. And these people should not have rights to stay in somebody's home. The idea that squatter and rights are in the same statement is
so true.
Absurd to me.
Wow, a fascinating story. And State Representative Steele, you're absolutely right. What lawmakers should be doing is using common sense to fix real life issues. It's clear that's exactly what you're doing. So thank you both for joining us. We're sorry this happened, but hopefully there'll be a solution to fix it real fast. Have a great day. Thanks for joining us, telling your story.
Thank you for your service.